Mike Devlin today. He's a furniture maker in Pasadena. So Mike, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Jason Wally. This is Joey Adams, and we exchanged some emails. Found you on your website. I found your website, and we've got some great, beautiful pieces. So we just want to hear your story, see some of your pieces, and kind of show the world, some great makers doing it here in LA and Pasadena.
Well, so this house, we're in Bungalow Heaven area, Pasadena. So it's a historic area.
We're walking up or driving up, and the just gorgeous houses.
Oh yeah. So from the street, you're not allowed to change things. So it really breeds sort of a community of preservation and historic, awareness. And which is great for the furniture I make, which is basically, bungalow style or whatever. And when I started on my own almost 20 years ago, we were looking for a bigger house, and this one had a great garage in the back, so that's my shop.
It's a beautiful house.
So
it really is.
It was.
Right.
That's it.
Well, let's go check out some of your great work.
Come on in.
Great. Beautiful door.
Nice and wide, you can get some furniture.
Right. Oh, we hear the dogs.
That's them.
That's a great painting.
My wife is a teacher, and the art teacher where she used to teach did that, and I built her a lamp in trade.
Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. Oh, look, this is good.
So this is sort of the front room we don't use quite as much.
Yeah. So, is everything in here that you've built?
This is from, I used to work for Heil Studio, which is another similar furniture makers. That was my first professional wood job. I was still doing stuff on the side.
Yeah.
And I built it for my dad, and he wanted wider arms, so instead of a 5-inch, it was a 6-inch.
Okay.
But I get to pick out the really nice old growth, really tight grain, the kind of stuff you don't really see.
No.
And then it got shipped out to the East Coast, where I'm originally from. Okay. And then when my parents downsized, they sent it back. So I got to get it. So this one I built, but through another company.
Right, but this was kind of, you said you worked for them. This was. Were you kind of a woodworker already, and this?
I was doing woodworking from high school.
Okay.
High school wood shop.
Yeah.
In Massachusetts, and I did it for, I think it was 4 years in high school. And then I studied engineering in Boston, aerospace engineering. And I met my wife out there. She's originally from here. We moved back here, and I was working in water treatment. Okay. And they had a table saw. So at lunch, I had an hour lunch. I started using the table saw. And I was, in an apartment with a, little porch. I didn't have a shopping space. Yeah. So at lunch, I was started to make furniture, and it was the stuff that I was seeing, the local vernacular.
So you were inspired by the local area.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And just looking around, so you were saying that this was one of your first pieces.
Well, this was a piece that I built at the place I was working.
Okay.
So I didn't make it completely because that was more of a manufacturing thing. So you had a bunch of people, guys building the legs, and then they would go on the shelf until it was ready to order. And so, but I got to do the arms and the specific higher end parts, and and pick out nice wood and all the good food.
Yeah. So you got to go through the stacks of wood and find the best pieces.
Yeah. Well, the boss would get the nice ones up on the rack, and then when things got tough and you needed something, you'd grab the
I don't know what happened to it.
And you don't see this tight grain like that.
Yeah. These are old growth trees, right?
Yeah. The number of growth rings in that is.
Yeah, you can see it.
It's just slow growing. It's just really, and it's a total different feel and look and everything.
Yeah. So then you made the lamp and the table.
the lamp and table, original from the period.
Now, are you making instruments too?
No, those are just hanging there.
Okay,
But
okay.
I do the glass work.
You do the glass work too?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I was making stuff and thought, geez, if I could, add the glass too.
Yeah.
And I really like Macintosh style, and there's a lot of cool glass in that. Of course, Frank Lloyd Wright has a good glass history as well.
Yeah.
So I took a class
Okay.
and learned it.
Okay.
And you don't need, there's a few tools you need, not too many.
Yeah.
So now I can do that too.
Awesome.
So
you've got a lot of time in a piece like that.
Yeah. These were one of the early ones I did the glass for it.
Yeah.
And then I built the sconce and then replaced it. And then I did this giant light fixture.
Oh, look at that. I didn't see
to
this.
go with that one. You didn't see that.
I didn't see it. That's amazing.
That one was my house kind of gets to be my laboratory.
Yeah, totally.
And so I'm building stuff, and I after building this, I go, well, I think I made it too big. It takes up a lot of room.
But it's
okay. It's all right.
So it wouldn't be too big if the room was slightly bigger, right?
Yeah, well, I've got high ceilings.
Yeah.
I think I kind of overestimated that.
But
So
it's gorgeous.
it worked out.
Yeah. So you did the glass and all this too.
I did the glass,
Yeah.
yep. And it's nice because then I get to, you can get glass done, right?
Sure,
But
sure.
you've got to be able to give somebody a dimension and
Right,
spend,
right.
and
And
you got
just
to
so
pay
you
for
customize
it.
and make it all the way you need
so,
it. Yeah.
So I can add panels of glass. This is another one I just did. I did this panel and then I built a piece that I could put it in.
Yeah.
So that was like a practice in
Oh, okay.
glass.
Okay.
And that's got the lead caning rather than the foiling, which is more of an arts and crafts Gamble House style. like this.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So that one is based on I think the glass is from the Titchener House in Long Beach, maybe?
Okay.
I never quite remember. And I think that actual panel is at the Huntington now.
Oh, wow.
In their collection. So it's just a really cool semi-abstract.
Yeah.
And that's the leaded glass, or the foil. So you can make interesting shapes.
Sure.
And lead them. And then I patina the solder so it gets dark.
Yeah.
And then, kind of.
And you made the chairs too, right?
Yeah, the chairs are based on a Macintosh Glasgow architect. Same time as sort of the Stickleys and stuff, but in Glasgow. And more almost Art Nouveau, just really interesting shapes.
Yeah.
And stuff that kind of blows me away, and I always want to,
it's
awesome. Build those too. I did a set of these, and again, this is part of this being a laboratory. Because they're such a straight back, the seat isn't quite deep enough.
Oh, yeah.
So to sit in them at the dining table, over a big dinner, it takes a while. You're kind of like, okay, let's wrap this meal up. But I tried to keep it as close to the original.
Sure.
Count the number of rungs on the back and get the heights and stuff, pretty close.
So now, in terms of your business, do you sell more of these smalls, like the lamps and things?
I don't do too many of the lamps.
Okay.
I sell all over the place. It's
Okay.
which is great.
Yeah.
It keeps it really interesting.
Yeah.
And, sometimes it's a single dining chair type thing, coffee table, a side table. It changes all the time. It's mostly the same style.
Yep.
It's mostly arts and crafts.
Yep.
Sometimes Greene and Greene, sometimes leaning more towards the Macintosh style.
Okay.
Limbert, straight up Gustav Stickley,
Yeah. Okay.
And then I do a lot based on that, but with my own sort of twist or sizing. Or,
Sure. So
or sort of design.
Your artistic piece of it.
Like the coffee table is keyhole coffee table. And they didn't have coffee tables back in 1900 whatever,
I didn't realize this was
1920.
a more modern.
The coffee table didn't exist.
Okay.
They had library tables, they had dining tables. So antique people, people that had antiques would cut the 30 inches down to 18 and make a coffee table on certain things.
Yeah.
So this is basically a library table, dining table design. That
Yep.
end, which is almost medieval, like heavy,
Yeah.
with through tenons and keys and everything.
Yeah, I see.
So that one is based on the sort of original designs of or of dining tables and library tables,
Yeah.
and then just brought down to that. And then this one's got a really cool tile top from a local tile maker,
Okay.
Pasadena Craftsman Tile, who's just the other side of the lake from here.
Nice. So you
Chari Tang is the woman who owns it and does tile designs and stuff, so I get to work with her, which is great.
That's amazing.